Welcome, everybody, to the Epic Love Lounge. I'm Angus. This is my beautiful, wonderful, magical co host, Mayan. And we are excited to be here for session 6, a fun discussion that we're going to have. This is going to be pretty interactive. I want to get your thoughts out. And so we're going to be asking some questions to consider, maybe do some little jotting down, definitely putting some stuff into the chat for us. And then we're going to bounce some ideas off some different things. But before we do that, I always want to turn it to you. Anything you would like to say before we get started?
Just that we are excited to spend this time together. As always, I can't believe it's the 6th week already.
So
Of
fast.
the last of this session. The session is the last in the series, so I'm excited for that. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So excited. Okay. So we have, I think you guys know this, but I shouldn't assume that. We are coaches, but every great, almost anything also has coaches and mentors. So we have 4 different coaches for 4 different things. We have coaches for speaking. We have coaches for marketing. We have business coaches. We have like physical fitness and strength coaches. I'm probably missing another coach in here somewhere, mindset coaches. So we have lots of coaches that we turn to help us be the best that we can be. And while we are here in Maine visiting with our speaking and one of our business coaches, we have been learning so much about ourselves and how we can be better coaches, even for you guys. So it's been fun, been exciting. But one of the challenges that one of our coaches put to us is like, what is your client's end goal? And so I want to put it out to you guys. Like, you're here on this call today. Take a minute. We'll give it like 60 seconds or 90 seconds, but put in the chat, like, what is your end goal? Why are you listening to us today?
Yeah. Good work. Now, is your question end goals for love and relationship or end goals for joining this cause?
Well, that actually want to this conversation. Yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to read these real fast. So Dale says, get support and tools for an important journey. Bernie says to elevate my frequency, grow, and learn about myself at my highest level, highest, most enriching life desires. Okay. Sharon says, feels like real connection with you both and around the topic I'm struggling with. Lori says, I joined a call about a month ago for the first time and I liked what you said. I also appreciate your energy you both have. You seem to have people's best interests at heart. Thank you. Paula says, feeling a need for support and to hear different angles on the whole dating experience. So he says, several goals to help me be more aware of my interactions with everyone and in working toward a relationship that is one I want to stay with for the rest of my life and work with. Excellent. Okay. Awesome. I think we might be missing a couple. So if anybody wants to keep adding that, that would be great. I do also want to invite, if you are listening and can join on camera, we'd love to have you there. It helps us, but we actually like feed off of you guys' energy as well. So we're paying attention to you and like what you're giving us, head nods, like shake, whatever it is, like that lets us know that we're talking about land. So we'd love to have your feedback and your interactions here. But let's talk about what you guys just put in the chat. If we have an end goal that isn't really aligned with what we really want, we might get something and then realize it wasn't what we really wanted in the first place. And so, like for us, I'm going to use our business right now as an example. If we're trying to build something okay, here's what we want. We want to have a certain number of clients get into relationships. Awesome. What if we hit that goal? We help 25 clients this year get into relationships. That sounds exciting. It sounds wonderful. But if they're just in relationships and they're not thriving in 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, are we going to be happy with those results? No. Like, we don't call ourselves dating coaches. Some of you probably know that. Some of you don't. We're not dating coaches. Do we help you date? Yes. We are lifelong love coaches for a reason. We don't just want to help you get a date. We don't just want to help you get married. We want you to be at the end of your life going, that was an amazing ride. It was such an epic love story that I can hardly believe how lucky I was to get to experience that with this amazing person for my whole life. What an incredible ride. That is our vision for our clients. Now, some of you may not share that vision. You're like, I don't even know if I want to be married. Like, I want a relationship, but I don't know. And we may not be the coaches for you. And that's totally okay. We're okay with not being the right fit for everybody. But for those people who do know, like, I don't just want to get married. I don't just want to like have tools to get into a relationship, because we can give you so many tools that get you into a relationship. And then 6 months from a year and a half from now, you're in a relationship and you had the tools to get into the relationship, but do you have the tools to be great and make it a great relationship? If not, then we didn't do our job. And I'm going to argue you didn't have a big enough vision to get you to where you really wanted to go. Your vision is like right here, not far enough out to pull you all the way through to the finish line. You have thoughts on that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, a common thing, I mean, not too common, but we do see this happen is that when we work with clients and we do, like we've probably heard us talk about the breakthrough session, right? So the breakthrough session will help release the old patterns, will break those old patterns. And what can happen is that you start feeling so good that you actually forget overall goal or the long-term vision that we talked about, which is that amazing epic relationship. So then some clients will actually think, you know what, I'm actually good. Like maybe I don't want to be in a relationship. And then they stop there because that was an intermediate goal that they met. They lost sight of that long-term goal.
Yeah, that happens so often. There's a pain that brings you to this call or brings you to work with us. And we're really good at relieving that pain. Where it's like, oh, yes, I love myself so much more now. Like, I see I deserve something more. I see that I'm lovable. I see that I'm valuable. I see that I'm worth everything that I want. Feel so much better. I'm going to go focus on my business now. And it's like, wait a second. Like, is your goal clear, or are you just running from pain? Are you just lonely now and you're just looking for a little bit of attention, and getting some attention would feel good? Or do you really want to have something epic? And that's where I'm going to say it again. Like, we aren't coaches for everybody. There are some people who literally like, I don't feel good with the word married. I don't think I want to be married. We can help you get in a relationship. We're probably not the right coach for you, because we actually believe in the power of that intimate, committed, amazing relationship all the way through till death do us part. And so the reason I'm asking this question is I think it's incredibly important for you to get in touch with what you really want. And if it's just to find a date, like, we can do that. But the only thing, in my opinion, and I realize that even as I say this, I'm excluding famines, I'm excluding holocausts, I'm excluding like major terrible slavery, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to love and relationships, the only thing worse than not ever finding your partner is getting in a relationship and then dealing with heartbreak at some point down the road. Because heartbreak is terrible. When you invest so much of your life with somebody and then it breaks apart and you literally lose part of yourself in that relationship, that's worse than not finding love at all. And so, how do we make sure that we're not leading you into that? Like, just helping you get a relationship, we can pat ourselves on the back and like, yay, look at Polly, look at Susie. We got them in a relationship. But if in 3 years you hate that person and they hate you and you're separated, did we do our jobs? I would argue no. We didn't do you a true service if we didn't help you get all the way through the end. So the point of what I'm saying right now is I want to give you a chance. I'm going to give you another 90 seconds. I want you to write in the chat, what do you really want? Is it really that you want just tools from us? Like, think bigger than us. Take us out of the equation. When it comes to relationships, that intimate relationship, paint a picture for us. What do you want? Set a big vision, set a goal, write it down. Got 90 seconds.
That's not very long to think through all of this.
Do your best, and you can keep writing after you get off.
I'm gonna go get paper and pencil. I'm sorry.
I'm going to read Trina's. She just put hers in. You can keep writing if you're writing. Trina says, I actually do have real examples of the kind of marriage I want. I want a husband and an eternal companion who I can trust and pour into, who will lead with love. With two together, we can fulfill our missions and bless others and be instruments in God's hands, standing as a source of transformation. Beautiful, Trina. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Big, strong vision. Some of you, I don't. I don't know if you're able to text in the chat. So if you wanted to come off mute and share with us your vision, try to keep it to about 45 seconds or so. Obviously, an epic love story takes a long time to tell, but let's try and be concise for the sake of everybody and share that. So go ahead if somebody wants to share.
Am I on?
And
Can you hear me?
you are, Barbara. Let me
Okay.
read
I'm
Sharon's
sorry.
and then I'll have you go.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. From my recent breakup, it's hard to see past wanting comfort, but I'm learning I need a man who is ethical, has integrity, and can and wants to stay with me forever. Sense of presence, stillness, easy, humor, lots of affection, passion. I feel safe. We treat each other with honor as the gift from God we are to each other. Beautiful. Thanks, Sharon. Go ahead, Barbara.
And I'm not able to type in, so I will get that. But I totally my epic love would be that I would have someone in my life that we would be able to connect with because of a loss of a husband, that maybe that we could share that connection that they would have lost, and so they would be able to understand better where you're coming from. Um, Trust, and understanding, and a long-term relationship, because I just ask myself all the time, is this it? Is this where our days are going to end by ourselves? I want someone that we can be open and honest because that's important. My faith is very important. So I want that to be the top priority for them. Um, so as I listen to what everyone's writing, I would totally agree that that is where I'm at. And I feel like it's a season for me now with things kind of have fallen into place. But I'm ready for those commitments, and I want to embrace what you guys have and what I've had in the past. So, and I know it's possible, and so I'm ready to grow.
I love it. Thanks, Byron. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. Trina, I love that. She wants a guy who she can two-step with some country music too as well. I like it. Awesome. Awesome. Go ahead.
Oh, I think there's probably a few more people in that too.
Oh, yeah. If anybody else would like to share, I thought you opened your mouth like you were wanted to say something. So go. Hey, Autumn. Welcome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm sorry, I just got home.
It's okay. Welcome. Uh,
Um, what are we sharing? If I have an opportunity to share, what's the question?
yeah. So we are writing the chat. What is your big vision for love? Like, what do you want to create? So take a minute. We're going to keep talking, but you're welcome to keep to type in the chat and we'll read
Oh,
it.
you want me to type it in the chat?
Yep. Yep. So the reason that we're bringing this up is one of the conversations that we had questions about was situationships. Well, that's something that we see from a lot of our clients where they, they're and not just a lot of our, even some of you guys where you're, messaging somebody on dating apps, or you kind of got this friend and he kind of hangs around or comes around once in a while, and maybe there's more than friendship, but I'm not really sure, or he wants more. Sometimes I want more. He doesn't want more. Like there's just stuff in the way, like move this relationship forward. And that's a question that we get a lot. And there's so much in it that we get to look at as far as how do we create these relationships. And I think for every one of those, they deserve the question that I'm asking you. Like, what do you really want long term? And if you don't know that, if you haven't really thought about that, meditated on it, written it down, and are really congruent, this is what I really want, then you're going to typically attract somebody who is going to be wishy-washy as well. And this is how you find yourself in some of those situationships where it's like, well, why am I paying attention to this person? Why do they keep hanging around? Why do I keep letting them back in? I know they're not good for me, but typically that's a lack of vision. We're not real clear what we really want. We think maybe this guy kind of has some of the things that we kind of want some of the times. And so we tolerate it. But the problem is with that, when we tolerate somebody who's not a good fit, that person fills a spot that the right person can't come in and fit. And so it's critical that we figure out, is this truly the type of guy that I really want? And if so, who do I get to be so that he sees me, my fullness, and wants to step into like being my man? Like he wants to step up and wants to create something. Or is it time for me to like really put him down and let him go, let him find somebody that he really would commit to and can have a happy life with, so that I can create the space so the universe knows I'm serious. God knows I'm serious, that I am open and ready and waiting for the right guy to come in. What are your thoughts on that? I'll open that up to you or to the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I'll share. I thought about it, considering, okay, do I want to share this or not? But
Do it.
before Angus and I met, and I went back into the dating world, and, some of you may know my story, some of you may not, but I was in a relationship for 19 years and was married for 12 years. Right. When we got divorced, I was almost 40 and going back into the dating world after almost 20 years of not dating. Right. And so for a while, I was kind of enjoying just dating around and situationships. And I would find myself at first enjoying it, but then like ultimately what I wanted was a long-term serious relationship. And so I would get into these interactions with people, but then realize it's not actually fulfilling. It's not what I really want. And that would cause internal conflict. It would cause disappointment. It would cause sadness. It would cause these things because I was expecting him to, one specific person. I was like, oh, wow, like he's got great potential. I can see, like, I was already making stories in my mind of this can be a great relationship. And it was not there yet. We hadn't even gone on a proper date, right? We would hang out, that he didn't actually take me out on a proper date. But I was so, in that excitement of like, oh my gosh, he runs a nonprofit. Like, oh my gosh, so cool. He does podcasts and all these different things, that these stories that I've made up in my mind of how great this a relationship can be, right? And so, but what I noticed about myself was I was showing up expecting him to behave a certain way. I was hoping, I was, wanting him, but I wasn't showing up with respect for myself. I wasn't showing up the way that a man that I wanted would actually expect of me. And there's a part of me that's like, well, I'm just kind of having fun. Like that's okay. Do I have to give that up? Or do I need to, and there was some internal conflict, but I think what I'm bringing up, the reason I'm bringing this up is because sometimes our own incongruence is the energy that pushes the partner away because they're sensing, like you said, the incongruence within me. And so he's not going to show up like I'm the wife material because I'm not showing up as the wife material.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredibly true. Even though men will tell you opposite, women will tell you opposite, men will have fun with women that they can have fun with, but they will typically want to settle with somebody that they find virtue in. And so, as one of my mentors says, that she's like, they have fun with the vagina, they marry the virtue. And it's typically not the other way around. Like if you give it up too early, he knows that you don't actually value yourself and he's looking for a prize. He's looking for somebody that he can be proud to be with. And that doesn't mean that all men do that. And it doesn't mean that if you have sex too early that he won't marry you. But if you don't have a very high value of yourself, which is typically displayed through virtue, how you handle yourself, how you express and articulate your boundaries, if you aren't showing yourself as a high quality person, then he's probably going to enjoy you for a time until something comes along. And
And it doesn't even have to be sexual attraction, right? It can be someone's texting you, oh, are you feeling terrible? And you're dropping everything just to go out with them, right? Do you have boundaries for yourself that, you know what, I'm living a great life and I can actually fit you in last minute, and that's not how I roll.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't just have to be a sexual thing.
Some of those things are tests that men do, whether they're conscious or unconscious. They're testing to see how highly do you value yourself. If I can message you at 10 p.m. and you'll open your doors to me, that tells me something. If I message you at 10 p.m. and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm booked out for a whole week. I'm a very busy person who has a life that I love. I would love to go out with you, but I need significantly more advanced notice than that. Oh, this person is like, they've got it going on. Like they've got a lot of things happening. If I want their attention, I need to think farther ahead and plan something in advance. That's setting the bar high. Most men actually want the challenge. They don't. There's a reason that men hunt. There's a reason that men fish. Like we could just go to the butcher shop and get the fish and get the food. That's not what men are into. Like they actually want the challenge. They want something that's worthy of pursuing. And so we're getting a little off topic here, but I think it's really powerful. Like, what is your vision for your life, for your relationship? And are you setting the standard that says, this is what I really want? And I'm following through on that with my actions and my behaviors, because it's critical to show that you're serious, both to the universe before that man ever meets you and to that man when he comes into your life. It's incredibly powerful. And a lot of that comes with what we call identity work. Do you see yourself as that man's wife? Like, do you see yourself as the woman that he absolutely, when he meets you, he's going to know, not that he can't live without you, because I'm going to tell you right now, even though that sounds romantic, most of the most romantic movies and songs are absolutely codependent. They're terrible. You don't want a man who needs you. There's almost nothing worse than a needy man. But you do want a man who doesn't need you and can't imagine his life without you. He could be fine without you. In fact, he could replace you any day because he's an amazing man, but he can't imagine his life without you. Like, that's just 100% candid. I'm not a gorgeous, stunning, sculpted, ripped guy, but I know I could go to get a different date tonight if I wanted to. But I can't imagine my life without her because of all the things that she is and all the things that she brings to my life. That's what you want your man to feel. Like, that he can't imagine not having you in his life. So are you the type of person that your ideal man can't imagine living without? Like, what does that look like? When he comes home from work, how do you behave? Do you greet him at the door? Do you make him feel so loved and so appreciated that he can't imagine going somewhere else after work? Do you take time to express all the ways that he's amazing? Do you have these habits? Do you have these skills in your toolbox that you can't wait to give to him because that's who you are? Or are you waiting for him to show up and then you're going to try and become this person that he thinks he can't live without?
Let me pause here. I would love to get some of your thoughts. You know, what's coming up for you? Is this resonating? Is it bringing up some things that being triggering, resistant? What's coming up? Is it resonating?
Trina's shaking her head.
Shaking her head.
Trina, you want to come off mute? Tell us what you're hearing, what you're feeling.
Well, I just really liked it because, like I choose virtue. I'm a chaste woman, celibate, and yet I like how you said it's not always just about. It's not just always about that. It's about being protective of our time, right? Like show up as a woman who is, you have your life together and you want to be with them, and you like, I guess, like for myself, I want to make people feel welcome in my life, and that's something that I do pretty generously for every human that I meet. Like I always want to be welcoming and be, be the Labrador or the golden retriever that is really grateful and says thank you to people. And so it's just I thought it was really good coaching, like you said, value ourselves. I think that's really powerful. I think you had even sent me some stuff, Angus. You had sent me some stuff in Facebook, like about valuing ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Jay
Thank you
Shetty
very
word,
much.
right? Like there was a
No
Jay
problem.
Shetty where like you value, the parts of you that you're questioning or the things that other people love about you. And that's really important. This is the whole thing for me is this value conversation that I'm uh uh just rising up to and seeing as truth of, oh yeah, like what do you mean? Of course I'm valuable, right? Like when was I ever not valuable? Like, oh, right. Like just getting amnesia about the stories of
Yeah.
selling ourselves for naught and like, selling our birthright for a massive pottage or just like, sorry, that's like all code
Yeah, I
language
gotcha.
for giving away ourselves for cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you for sharing that, Trina. Sure. You got your hand up.
Yes, I did. So today I had contact with 3 different pursuers, which is, I think, a record for me. I met this guy a couple of nights ago on an internet dating, social hour kind of thing, happy hour, and we were in a breakout room, and he was I could feel the energy, this masculine, direct energy that he wanted to consume me. And it was hard to resist. I did give him my number, but all he was talking about is sex. And I kept saying to him, based on stuff I talked to you guys about 2 weeks ago, that I need to be in a relationship that I know is going to last. And he let me talk for a while, and then he'd go back to sex. And he was on the way for a job interview in Europe, and that's where he is now. He did text me today, and I didn't respond. I feel like that I tried at least 3 times to redirect him, and we did talk about some other things, but I feel like I I felt really proud of myself that I kept putting forward what I wanted. But I think that I have to cut him loose. Is that right? And I don't want to be mean. I don't want to ghost him, but I think I'm trying to think like how I don't want to just say I'm not ready for you right now. I think I want to say I don't think you're hearing me where I'm at in my life right now. Well, con-
Sure. Good question. So I think I like what you just shared there. I think it's important to share the feeling, something to the effect of, hey, I have said something 3 or 4 times and it feels like I'm being unheard, or I feel unheard. So, and then you can just leave it at that, because then it will cause him to have to go back and like, what has she said a couple times? What am I doing that's making her feel unheard? And if he doesn't shift and behave a different way, then yeah, you should be in a relationship where you consistently feel unheard. So if you're starting off on that foot, then it would make sense to, hey, sorry, I don't think this is going to the same place. We don't want the same things. I want to feel heard. I want to feel like I'm important. I don't feel that with you. I wish you the best, and then move on. So good question, though, Sherry. Dale.
Right. Oh, okay. I'm not muted. Okay. First of all, everything you've said since you started tonight is landing with me big time. And so I'll just go down a quick list here. So lack of vision, spot on. I'm guilty as charged. I just let somebody back into my life who just, has proven so many times that he's not worthy. um, and part of why I did that is, like you say, I feel like I'm lacking some vision. So we're kind of
Yeah.
checking that box tonight and handling that. So I appreciate that. Um, the other thing is all about creating your value. And I think I'm always waiting for somebody else to tell me what my value is instead of
Mhm.
standing for my own value. So that all I'm not going to repeat everything you said, but everything you said completely landed with me and give me kind of what's the word I want to use? Re-strengthened my commitment to all the things I learned in the breakthrough, and coming back. It's so easy to get lost. It's just so darn easy to get lost, and that's why I've been coming to these epic love lounges, because just little things of reminders of like, okay, we're in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
and yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing that. And I love what you just said there, right? Because Dale, that's going to happen for the rest of our lives. Like we will forget things. It's not possible for us to remember everything. In fact,
Yeah.
our brain can only remember 126 bits of information, like per whatever amount of time. Doesn't matter. You can't consume all of it and retain all of it. That's where community is so important.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this call, I asked like what your vision is, because
Yes.
our vision, and I'm talking to you, Dale, and I'm talking to everybody, like our vision is to run that race of our love story all the way through the end.
Yes.
We go sliding into the grave like, well, that was a wild ride, right? But also, we don't want to go through that ourselves. Like,
Okay.
we want to create
Like
a
a little.
legacy of 500, 1,000 couples that are right there with us going, this was amazing.
Oh, I love
Inspiring,
that.
inspiring other people to do it. So
I
like
love that.
for you guys that are listening, that are coming to these calls, some of the things that we're hearing so often is like, well, where do I go to meet a man? And I love what you're saying, Dale, because it's exactly the right thing. Like, where do you go to meet a man? No. Like, how do you create a life that is epic all the way to the end with a partner who is amazing? Like, we don't advertise it at all because it's not something that is available to the public, but our couples group, like we have a couples group that everybody's passionate about creating that. And you can't just buy into that. You just sign up for that. That's something you have to go through our processes. And like both of you have done that work and you have applied and we're like, yes, you can be in this group to run this race with us. I want to inspire you guys to think big like that. Like, how do you think my man and I are going to be so epic? Our love story is going to be incredible. We're going to inspire so many people. That's what we want you to start thinking about, because when your mind is consumed and obsessed with that kind of thing, that's captivating to the kind of guy who wants to have a relationship that he knows is going to last.
Yeah.
There's a huge risk to men when they marry somebody, financially and otherwise. And if he knows that you're obsessed with creating this epic love story with him, how much more is he going to want to be in that with you?
So I just want to go back. I love it. I love what you're saying. And I just want to go back real quick and ask, because you brought up community, right? Like the importance of, or you brought up community, but because based on what Dale said, the importance of being around these conversations and being part of a conversation, because it is easy every day to get caught up in, there's times where like the drift, right? The drift of how normal life can be, it can pull you back in there. And if like, I have a lot of hairstylist friends, right? And they're around women all the time, and most of them are single. And so they will tell me, like, oh my gosh, like day in, day out, I'm just hearing these horrible dating stories or, relationships that aren't going well. And
Yeah.
can you imagine like her in a day out hearing that, being surrounded by that? How would that affect her perspective on relationships as well, right? So even if you're not a hairstylist surrounded by that, we can get caught up in our girlfriends' stories. We can get caught up in, other people's stories or news stories.
Yeah.
And so being around a community, being in a community where you hear and see and experience positive things about love, that is so important, because it can easily, life can easily pull you back into the drift.
Yeah. We have to be careful too, because we were talking at the beginning of this call about the coaches that we have and the different like masterminds and groups that we're in. And we were in an event all day yesterday, with a woman who's making $1 million plus, like $1.1 million a year. Like, yeah, things in her business are going phenomenally well. And one of the things she brought up is, I have to decide by the end of this year whether I'm going to stay in my marriage or not. That's not success. That's not success. If you're building something that has financial dollar signs that make you feel like this is great, but you're losing your relationship and you're going home every night, maybe sleeping in a separate bed, with strife, with stress, with disconnection, and you're going to end up splitting your assets, losing money, like that's not success. So how do we create success, true success, in every area of life? And I would actually say most people don't know this. We don't advertise it very much. But when people work with us, it's amazing. They come to work on their relationship, but almost to a person, every one of them talks about how I got promoted at work. I'm making more money than I've ever made. Like, I got a new business idea and it's just taken off. Because when you let go of some of those things and you start attracting and being a different energy, it bleeds into other areas too, to where all of a sudden you just are more magnetic to everything good. And that's the thing, is that we don't just want to have you find a man. That's why I'm harping on this. Some of you are coming here looking at, where do I go to meet him? Stop thinking small. How do I create the best me to attract the best him, to make the best epic love story? Because when you step into that new identity, when you step into that, you're going to attract a whole different life that is amazing, and you love it, and you're on fire. You're passionate about it. You're obsessed with all the good things coming into your life. We are tired of playing small with people who are like, well, how do I just meet him? Like, what do I do? What do I say? All those things have to happen. You need to learn those things. But if we just teach you the small things, you're just going to get small results.
Mhm.
You're so right, Dale. It's time to get a bigger vision of what you really want. And then it's time to figure out, what am I doing that's in the way of attracting that?
Mhm.
Because one of the best questions, even some of our most successful clients, one of the best questions that we can ask is, what does somebody need to know about dating you? What would you tell them are your 3 like biggest hurdles to being in a relationship with you? If you don't know that, that's definitely something you should spend some time thinking about.
Okay.
Not again, I'm talking to you, Dale, but I'm talking to everybody, right? I'm
Yeah.
not calling you out. I'm having a
Yeah. Yeah.
conversation.
No, this guy.
Yeah. But like, if you don't know, like, I know for me, I'm highly disorganized. Like, I have millions of big, huge ideas. Like, please don't ask me to handle this pile of receipts. Like, I want to die. Like, I will jump out of the building before I will handle those receipts. Like, it's terrible to me. So I know that the problem, because somebody who's clean and analytical and like organized, like, I'm going to drive her a little bit crazy. So I get to compensate for that. I get to still do what I don't like doing, or hire somebody to do it, or acknowledge it, or ask for help or something. But if you don't know the things and you just like, well, I just want him to accept me for who I am. Yes, we all want to be accepted for who we are. And it's best when we step into the best version of ourselves. And then we meet somebody at our level, and then we can challenge each other in healthy, fun, playful ways to create the best us that we can be. It's when she steps up and she wants to grow and get better at something, I want to step up and grow and get better at something. And when she sees me make a move, like recently, we decided at the end of every night, we're going to clean something up, and then we're going to give ourselves a little treat. It's like, I have 3 businesses I run. Is my house always organized and neat? Not always. Is it important to both of us? Yes. And it gets to be more important. So we're going to set new goals and make the attention there. And then we're going to reward each other for doing that. Until we meet that man, we get to start doing that for ourselves to prove that we're serious, to step into our next greatness so that we can attract greatness. What are you guys hearing me say? What are you hearing me say? Sharon, you got a big smile.
I was still stuck on the 3 things. One,
Yeah, the 3 things.
have to be tolerant that I'm gluten-free. The last guy didn't like it when I have to talk to the waiter about that. They have to be health conscious for themselves, and they have to be open to growing. Those are the 3 hurdles.
Those sound like other people's like things.
Yeah, it does sound like
That's what she wants, but it's not what they have to be able to deal with her about. And she has to be able to deal with herself.
Yeah.
right. It's like, it's like what other people have to deal with versus recognizing that it's something that like for me, I know that I tend to get tired with hanging out with people a lot, right? And so if I'm with somebody who's super extrovert or loves peopling,
Which you like
which I do
that
because
energy.
it balances my hermit energy. But I know that can, I can be a damper on things if you wanted to stay out later, right? And so that could be something that we might argue about it. In the past, that has been an issue in my past relationship. So recognizing, oh, I can be like, if I don't talk to people for 2 weeks, I'm good. And that's not healthy either, right? So that could be, thank you. So something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Okay.
Right.
Talk more.
Polly.
Well, Ollie, go ahead, Paul.
I just wanted to say that I think I've been practicing a lot of what you're saying. Like today and yesterday I was decluttering, and I was really serious about it and trying to manage my time better because I get caught up in so many different interests.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to take much time. And at the end of the day, I'm running late. I'm eating at 10 at night kind of thing.
Mm.
that sort of thing. So I'm really seriously looking at myself
Yeah.
doing that. And why am I, that's nice that I'm interested in all these things, but
Yeah.
am I being realistic about my time and all that?
Yeah. It's a question I would have for you is like, how are you with your boundaries? Like, do you honor your own time, or, are you saying I'm going to spend this amount of time doing something, and then like, oh, that just turns into an extra 30, 45 minutes. Like, do you have kind of wishy-washy boundaries? Maybe you don't, but it's something to explore.
I would say I don't, but I kind of do too sometimes. Like when
Gotcha.
I was decluttering, somebody called me last minute and wanted to get together, but because I'd worked all day, I said yes. But in a way that threw me off because I needed to think of dinner and having
Yeah.
just resting a bit from all the work. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I let her in, and she was she's depressed, a depressed person. So I have to be prepared for someone like that. I have to have the space. Really didn't have it at that minute, and I let her in, It's not that I don't have compassion for her, but I seriously need to work on my own life.
Gotcha.
But
Good
I
call.
thought I would just mention one more thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Is there time?
Okay,
Um,
I think so.
yeah, just in relation to a fellow, I mentioned him to you guys quite a while ago that
Okay.
he's kind of in the picture. We were messaging a lot. And anyway, we met once in person in a
Mm.
year. And I set up the date, right? Which you're not supposed to do. And so I set up another date for Friday this week, but
Yep.
I'm not, he said, let's check in before the date that we're going to, go ahead with it. But I had set it up. So I set it up twice. Right? Maybe it wasn't a good thing, but, so now I'm waiting for
Well,
him to confirm, and I don't want to be the one initiating again. So I'm just saying it probably won't happen because I'm taking a stand now. But you know what you're saying about challenging. I did challenge him, but I thought I was saying goodbye to him on Messenger because there's just not much going on. Let's put it that way. So, um, so I just made a comment that I only made because I thought basically we weren't going to be seeing each other anymore or interacting.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I just called him on the fact that everybody on his Facebook page looked about 20 years younger than him, like all the women did.
Okay.
And I said, if you had a dating profile, you probably would put the age group you're looking for would be women 20 years younger.
Yeah. I'm going to pause you there, Polly,
Okay.
because like, I'm not sure where that's going. And I would definitely check in on yourself. Like, is there some sort of insecurity that's coming up there? Because I know lots of women who are 10, 15 years younger than me, who are bodybuilders and different things that I'm friends with. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean something. It could, but more important than that is this the type of guy? Is he leading a relationship somewhere? If you've talked and had basically a pen pal relationship for a year and he's never actually asked you out and you've asked him out now twice, like, unless you are wanting to be the masculine in the relationship, what are
No,
you doing?
like I mentioned, I'm not going to be responding if he doesn't initiate
Yeah, but like,
again, or
but
confirm.
you're still in a conversation with this guy. Like,
I'm not
once
going
you,
to if he doesn't respond to getting together.
yes. Okay. So going forward, I hear what you're saying. Going forward, you're not going to be.
No,
The point is, up until right now, you have met. And that's where I'm going back to what I said earlier. Like, get really clear. What do you want? You should have stopped talking to this guy months ago. So I get that, and I acknowledge that going forward, you're not going to be good. But yeah, like, you've wasted a bunch of time and energy on this guy who's not showing you any signs that he's the type. Right?
Yes, I don't know. I don't see it because I'm going forward with my own life. It's not like I know what you mean. But there's no one else I want to be seeing at the moment.
Okay.
If
Yep.
there was, I would be seeing them too.
Gotcha. So I'm going to talk generally here for a second. Ladies, if you're in some sort of pen pal relationship with some guy, whether it's a dating app or Facebook or whatever, like, and it's just like, you guys have this pen pal relationship, that's a pen pal relationship, or it's something that it's only going to turn into something if you want to be in the masculine. And if you want to be in the masculine, I totally accept that and I support you in that. just know that you probably end up resenting that person at some point because they're probably not going to step up and lead. They're always going to look at you to lead. So you'll probably end up having some sort of resentment at some point in the future. If that's not what you want, stop the pen pal relationship now. Like, just as I said earlier, that person in that pen pal relationship is the man of your life right now. I'm not talking to you specifically, Polly. I'm talking in general. If there's a person who's messaging you consistently and you respond occasionally, that's the man of your life right now. So if you don't want that man to be the man of your life, cut that out and open up the space. Focus on the 3 S's. If you haven't heard us talk about the 3 S's, it's your solo time, your social time, your sweetheart time. Bring some harmony into that. We can do a teaching on that at another time. We've done it in the past. It's part of our Dating by Design program. Like, there's definitely resources out there. If you want information about that, we could talk about that, or get you those resources. But that is critical to bring that balance to your time.
Yeah, I'll just clarify too, when you said, if you don't want that man to be the man in your life, if you don't want that man, the way he's showing up currently, to be the man in your life, right? Like Polly or maybe someone else, right? There might be, and even in my story of that guy that I was interested in, I wanted him, right? Like, I had the desire for him to potentially be the man in my life, but the way he was stepping up wasn't the type of man that I wanted.
Yeah.
So if he's not stepping up in the way that you want him to step up, then something's got to shift. And we are proponents of, being in your feminine and communicating in the feminine way to inspire him to step up.
Yeah.
And he may or may not. But currently, in the example, Polly, in my past that I've also done, was I was the one who was leading. I wasn't expressing my needs. I wasn't expressing my desires or wants. And so that's like the distinction that I just wanted to add.
I think that's a great point. I think you're wise to say that. So yeah, if you have tried speaking in your feminine to inspire him and he's not picking it up and he's not shifting, one of 2 things is happening. You're not truly being inspiring with your feminine language, and we could talk about that, or he's not open to stepping into his masculine. Either way, something still needs to shift. Like, doing more of the same, trying to get him to go on a date with you is probably not the most effective use of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been there, so I get
Yeah,
that.
totally. Okay.
I'd love to hear from Doreen.
Yeah, I think,
Barbara?
Doreen, did you have your hand up earlier? No? Okay. All right. Let's see, what are we at on time? Oh, we are basically at time already. Okay. So yes,
Dale.
Dale, go ahead.
Just really quick. I love this. What 3 hurdles to be in a relationship with me? I love that because I'm always thinking, oh, I don't want them to know that about me. So I'm going to in my own mind and how I share.
Yeah.
I just think that's super cool. And everything you just shared about the guy stepping up into his masculine, you were speaking to me. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dale. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's
Got
wrap up.
a pen pal going. Got a pen pal going. Got a,
If
yeah.
you go ahead.
And I acknowledge Polly for bringing that up, right? Because Polly, you're not the only one experiencing that. Like, I've been through
Yeah.
Dale, she's sharing. So appreciate you sharing that and bringing that to the table, because that allows everyone else to see themselves in the situation as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you need to communicate the fact that, they're not stepping up? Or you just leave it?
So I would almost never leave dog. So it's not helpful to put somebody into that. You can inspire them to greatness. And the way to do that is to talk about, hey, our interactions so far have felt this way to me. I would love to feel cherished or pursued, or I would love to know that you actually want to go on a date with me. That would look like you asking me out. From there, whether he chooses to take that and step into that or not tells you everything you need to know. You're sharing him what you're feeling. You're sharing with him what you want to feel, what you would like to feel. And then if he picks up on that and shifts and moves into that and makes you feel that way, now you know you have a guy who's paying attention. He listens. He's connected. He's concerned about your feelings and wants to help you feel good. Like that's things to work with. But if you get more pen pals, more just messages,
I think
then he's telling you, I don't really care what you feel or what you need. Like that's not what you want is not what I'm looking for. I'm just waiting for, like he's telling you everything that you need to know
There's that.
if you communicate in your feminine.
So
Yeah.
if
Judge
you want
was
to
like,
come out of,
Well,
sorry.
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, so you, because I was thinking, I wouldn't want to blame him, but I would want to say, this is what I'm looking for. So, or something of that effect that, because in a way it's weird, but I was thinking, Polly, what you're saying is that, and I've had this too, this pen pal things, that's like clutter. It really is clutter in your life.
It is. Yeah.
And I'm trying to declutter too, so I'm not above that by any means. But so I want to see how to say it though. So it's more than just expressing what I need, but it's actually allowing him to know what he can do to make me feel good.
Let me use
Not just
an example that I think will help. And I'm stealing this from a guy that I have tremendous respect for. He's a single guy. He's a divorce attorney, maybe one of the best divorce attorneys in the country, who absolutely loves love. I love listening to him because he's seen the worst of it and he's seen the best of it. And he talks about how when he was younger, he would have to shave every day for work to go into the office. And on the weekends, he would like let his beard start to grow out and get a little bit scruffy. And one of the girls that he dated was like, "Ugh, you're so prickly. Like, get off of me. Why don't you just shave?" And he now tells you what his internal thoughts were, which was like, I can't you just let me be? And on a day during the week when he was shaving, she came up to him, rubbed his face, and like, "Oh my gosh, I just think so much when you're so clean shaven. It's so sexy to me. I just want to be close to you." And he's like, "I would shave every day, twice a day for that woman, but I'm not going to shave for the one who's like grumbling and complaining." And this is where women, we are missing it because we think we're communicating what we want. But what we're really doing is complaining, and complaining is judgment, and judgment never feels good. You don't want to be judged, but you're judging because he's not doing it the way that you want it to. But if you express what you want to feel, like Polly, in your situation, saying something to the effect of, "I just love it when a man asks me out and plans a date. I feel so in my feminine. I can't wait to it. I look forward to it all week." Now, he may do nothing with it, and that's everything that you need to know. But he may also go, "I could plan a date. I would love to have you feel in your feminine. I would love to know that you're looking forward to meeting with me for a whole week. In fact, I'll ask you out 2 weeks from now, so you have something to look forward for 2 weeks." How we communicate in our feminine is what causes him to want to step into it or want to be like, "I don't want to listen to you complain about me and nag about the things that I'm not doing right." It's the same thing. And it's the complete opposite energy. So practice it. Practice it when you go to the grocery store.
I'm confused because when I message him, he seems to really want to hear from me, but never initiates. Saying
Yeah, he does want to hear from you.
He really enjoyed it, but
He's probably highly in his feminine and he's looking for a masculine woman. And that's up to you if you want to be the masculine woman in his life.
I don't think I do.
I don't think you do either. Or you would have probably already started like asking him on multiple dates. You would have been all over this. Like,
Yeah.
I like this guy. He's in his feminine. I want to be in my masculine. It feels good. I'm going to ask him out all the time. I don't think that you do. I'm not telling you that you do because you haven't gone through one of our programs to know and done any of the quizzes or anything to figure out if you want to be in your masculine dominant. But I'm going to assume, based on what you've told us so far, that's not what your desire is. And you want him to step into this role. And it doesn't sound like he's going to. There's one test.
Yeah.
Talk to him in your feminine. Tell him what would feel good, what you would like to have happen, and see if he listens and pays attention.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I mean, this is going to take some practice. It's going to take some intentional actions, right? Because probably if you're ambitious, if you've created success in your life, you know how to get after things. You know how to make things happen. And so this can be another situation where it feels like, well, if he's not asking me out, let me just step in and get things moving. And that's the opposite energy that you want to bring into the relationship. So
Yeah.
I didn't really know that you could do that, like to say what you want him to do.
Yeah. It's okay.
Think
Both,
of
and
it.
this is the thing. For the last 50 or 60 years, we have been taught as a culture feminism. And feminism is supposedly empowering women. But all feminism is teaching women to be in their masculine. So for 50 or 60 years, you've learned how to talk like a man. And I'm going to tell you, when you talk like a man to a man, this is what I call dude talk. When you talk to a man like a man, he thinks of you as a dude. And dudes have to carry their own weight. It's like, why are you telling me this? Like, handle it. Like, as a guy, we're responsible for handling our own stuff. If in a corporate environment, in a workforce, in a military, like whatever it is, it's like, that sounds like a you problem. You deal with it. Figure it out. I got to deal with my own stuff over here. What most people don't know, men and women don't know this. Men will recognize it and you'll see it in men, but they don't know it consciously. When a woman talks her feeling, not her thoughts, his ears perk up. Like, you've seen a dog or a deer or something, and you like hear the twig break and it's like, wait a second, what was that? When you say, it feels so amazing when you do this, I can't wait, I'm so excited to go on that date. His ears are like, wait, what? You're excited? You can't wait? Oh, okay. Like, I'll do more of that. He wants to hear you talk in your feelings. Most of us say things like, it feels like you, when you say feels like, now you're giving him a thought. When you give him a thought, you're thinking like a dude. When you think like a dude, that's your problem. You got to figure it out. You handle it. It's an opportunity. Not every man is going to step into this, but lots and lots of men will take up that. When you show them that feeling, that emotion, they will step into that masculine role in your life.
Go back to when you guys were in the car and you were driving really crazy around those roads because you knew them and Mayan was like, no.
What is pause? I wasn't driving really crazy. It wasn't. See, even that is like a judgment. Now I'm defensive. I'm going, hey, wait. I wasn't different. I was driving like I knew was safe to drive in the vehicle I was driving on the roads that I've driven hundreds of times. When you say something like that, I want to defend it. When you say something like, I don't feel safe.
Okay.
I know this is safe, but the fact that you don't feel safe, okay, I'll slow down. I want you to feel safe.
Okay. So that was
When she communicates,
operative word.
yeah.
I don't feel safe. Yeah. I just
Yeah,
wanted
I feel unsafe. I don't feel safe. Now I'm hearing a feeling. I recognize that feeling is not a problem that I need to defend against. It's something I get to protect.
yeah.
The masculine energy wants to provide for you. It wants to protect for you. It wants to solve your problems. But if you don't talk to it like a female, then it's going to treat you like a male, and you're responsible for providing for yourself and protecting yourself. I know we're running out of time.
I love that. The way that Susie said that is like, you're driving crazy, right? And immediately you can see
I have to defend it.
as a response is like, you're pushing me, I'm pushing you back, versus communicating and, oh, I feel unsafe. Now your ears are perking up. So I love the way that just like you saw the authentic response of what happened when Susie said that. And that's probably what I said to you, right? Like, stop driving so fast. Stop driving crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And
And
then-
it
and I
makes
don't-
sense.
But then you said, I don't feel safe, or how, that's what I was trying to get at, how that conversation went, so that
Yeah.
you got to express yourself, even though then that's a bit of a confrontation, but then you got to say, but I don't feel safe. I mean, isn't because
Yeah.
it's
So
confusing
I would,
to say what you're feeling sometimes, because I guess we're used to, or maybe I am used to saying that in a way that might be attacking somebody else without realizing it. That's what I'm kind of dealing with here, is how to say it.
that's a great observation. Yeah. But let's spend a moment here. Because first of all, you've been taught most of your lives. Most of you have had some sort of job, workforce kind of situation at some point. And in the workforce, you're not supposed to talk about feelings.
Oh yeah.
And you've been trained out of speaking in the feminine in the workforce. You're not supposed to there. And so now you go into relationships and you're talking like you've been trained in the workforce, and you think it's effective communication. It is for the workforce. It's not for the relationship. So my encouragement, especially as this is new, because it gets easier the more you do it. And this is where community comes in place, because somebody can go, hey, I heard you say this. Do you want to say that a different way or something like that? That's what we're trying to create here is that stuff for you. Slow down. When you feel that emotion come up and you want to blurt it out, like, stop, you're unsafe. Slow down. What am I feeling right now? I don't even know what I'm feeling right now, but it feels kind of like anger. It feels like unsafe. It feels like rejection. It feels like anxiety. It feels like betrayal. It feels like rejection. It feels like abandonment. It feels like heartbreak. It feels like disconnection. When you say, okay, it feels like, stop and be intentional. When you said this, I felt disconnected. When you said that, I felt abandoned. I felt rejected. I felt anxious. That's all you have to say. You literally don't have to say anymore. In fact, the less you say, sometimes the better, because now it's on him to solve a problem. And that's what guys really love to do. They love to try different things to solve the problem. And when you see him try, you acknowledge that he tried, you thank him for trying. And then if you need to, you can offer an adjustment. Hey, I see that you tried that. I see that you're making an effort. I think it might be a little bit better if you said this or did this or did this or whatever. But if you just criticize his attempts, then he stops trying. We like to try, and we will continue to try if we continue to be acknowledged for trying, even if we didn't get it right the first time. The reason that guys don't load the dishwasher anymore or do the laundry is because they've been told 3, 4, 5 times they're doing it wrong. Doesn't seem no matter how many times they try, they never get it right. I'm just going to let you do it from now on. And that happens in every type of relationship, in every type of scenario. If we don't get it right, we just stop trying.
I just feel like this might be a good topic for a workshop or something like that, like the hands-on experience, practice, and or
Probably right. Okay.
I feel like we can go on all night.
Yeah, we've definitely gone overtime. So we want to acknowledge our breakdown there. Please forgive us for going overtime. You guys have great questions. We love solving or helping you address those questions. And we would like to ask for you to put in the chat, what are you taking away from these calls? Like
Learning something.
What are you learning? Like are these meaningful to you? Do you want, obviously this is the last in the series. We need to know why we should consider doing more of them. If you want that, if you want something else, put in the chat. Like, what are you taking away? What would you like? Was this worth your time over the last couple of weeks?
Seriously, applauding.
Sweet.
Yeah, you guys
I'm learning and in my feminine, yes, worth my time.
absolutely. You guys are incredible. Yeah, you're very,
That's true.
you're so perceptive. You're very articulate. You're very wise. You pay incredible attention. You listen. You address the actual root of the issue, and you teach truth that actually works for people, not just like get the date, but like you care about the long term relationship, and like giving us the skills to make that relationship last for a lifetime and beyond. So it's beautiful. I love it, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love it. Thank you, Trina.
Trina.
Ideal.
Hey guys, thanks. I gotta run soon to my fitness class, but yeah, ditto on everything that was just shared from let's see, one second. Sharon. Thank you, Sharon,
No,
for being articulate in that way. I have the same exact feelings. You guys are amazing. Your relationship inspires me. Anytime you talk about, coming from your feminine energy, I can never get enough of that. Like you said, we've all been raised on feminism, and we've spent many, many years learning how to be a man. And so just any reminders of how we could be in our feminine energy and how powerful being in our feminine energy is so exciting for me to be reminded of. So thank you. I've
love
got to
it.
sign off. Love you guys.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Dale.
hope there'll be more. Good night, everybody.
All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Funny, it reminded me, I just got off of a one-on-one coaching call right before this call. And that client she's in a relationship. She's been in for 9 weeks now. It's going amazing. Like they're already talking about buying a house and do all this stuff. It's going incredible. The other day he asked her, because he's been planning all the dates and doing all the stuff and buying all the things. He's like, hey, I want to make sure that we're not just doing what I want to do. I want to know what you want to do. And she's sharing this with me, and she realized like she kind of panicked, and she was like I like, now I'm in my doing, I'm back in my, she's like, I've loved being in my feminine. And this is a woman who's never been married, always been in her masculine, always been in the workforce. And now she's like loving being in her feminine. And he just asked the question, what do you want to do? And she like went back into like, oh, now I got to like do stuff. I got to figure out, what do I want? Like, and it went all into like this kind of chaos. And she's like, how do I handle that next time? I guess I'm like, okay, let's slow down. Let's look at this. First of all, what did he ask? He asked what you wanted to do. She heard do and went right back into masculine. And when he asked her, what do you want to do?
Okay.
And so this is, I'm glad to hear, so glad you're here staying, Dale, but I thought you had to go.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to everybody. Like when you learn how to go into your feminine and find a man who can actually be there in the masculine, it feels so good. There's going to be times where you're kind of triggered to go back into your masculine. And it's an opportunity to look, because I don't think, and I wasn't there for that conversation, I'm just going with what she said. I don't think he was actually asking her to go into the masculine and plan it. He was asking her what she would like to do. And there's a whole masculine teaching that I teach to men about this, because there are ways to set her, the woman, up for success in that. But the point is, when he asks you that, he still wants you to be in your feminine. He wants you to get in touch with what does feel good, what would feel good to do, and then share that. Now he may ask you to plan that. Yeah, like I would love to do that with you. Will you plan something like that? But it might also be he wants to plan it for you. He just doesn't want to like come up with all the ideas. He wants to give you what you want. And so it's an opportunity to really slow down, check in, and see what does feel good. What do I like? What don't I like? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? When we can communicate from that woman, we're going to get better results. Slow down communication, check in with your body, see what feels good, see what you like, and then communicate from there.
Able to some of the messages.
Sure.
That's a good words to the one. Slow down. Be sure you're in your body. And what?
Yeah. Okay, so Lori says, I'm loving and appreciate this conversation. Need to leave this for the gyms. Trina says, I'm learning to show up woman feather. Yes, love it. Renee, love your energy, love your caring presence. Learn how to be honest about feelings. Really, like sometimes some of us have stopped listening to our feelings. We've shoved them down so much we don't even know what feelings are. Like I just candidly, like I have this on my water bottle. It's a feelings chart. Like sometimes even for me, it's like, what am I feeling right now? Oh, that's an interesting feeling. Like that's disappointment. Okay. Now I can communicate that instead of just like sad or frustrated, like getting really
I have
clear.
the feelings app will actually prompt me multiple times in the day. How are you feeling? And then you can go in and actually monitor it and check in and give yourself that minute to just pause and tune in. So
Yeah.
that could be another
Yeah.
thing. If you struggle with what am I feeling? I don't know what I'm feeling. That could be something that can help, because it has a whole list of different emotions, and then you pick the one that you're feeling in that moment, and then you can actually track, what are you doing? Are you by yourself? Are you with other people? What's the environment? That kind of thing. So
And if you're just not in your feminine very often, like you find yourself in your head, you're thinking, you're ruminating, your wheels are turning. Having something like that invites you to get out of your head and go into your body and just be like, what am I feeling right now? What is going on with me? Is a way to immediately move yourself from the masculine to your feminine. And getting in the habit of doing that regularly will make it easier to communicate from it. than just being in your masculine all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. And then like trying when you do interact with a man to shift all of a sudden into your feminine. It's like shifting back into reverse when you're in fifth gear. Like it's not going to be easy. You get to practice that before you need it. Susie says, learning how to be more in my feminine, fabulous, very worth my time. Great to see you two in action. Becoming more aware of the interactions, especially the feminine part. Yeah, absolutely. Paula said she's not sure what she's feeling right now. Okay. Doreen, I need to listen more of your tapes. Sorry, I've been busy with other things. Yeah. The replays are available. I would say that some of them have actually been really, really fun. Yeah. So if you haven't watched all of the sessions, I would highly recommend going. Obviously, we're tooting our own horn. We think we bring value. We hope we bring value, but more than that, they've been fun. So I think that you can get some good stuff out of
And
it.
then totally valuable. So
Yep. Sharon says, I only caught 2, which I've been in all of them, helping me realize things about myself, realizing what I want, and getting the courage to practice. Wondering the possibility of having group with men attending. Yeah, that's definitely something that will come down the road. But it's something that we have to put a few more things in place first. But yeah, it's something that we've been thinking about. There's even an idea of putting a dating app together and stuff like that, but that's a ways down the road still. So, okay. If you haven't watched the replays, you can get the replays. They're all on the page. If you go to the email, any of the emails that we sent you, there's a link to go to the replay page and you can go watch all of them. They're all on that one page.
Yep.
I think that's it for me. Any final words for you?
So we've made this invitation before, but if you have never had a love breakthrough call with us and you're seeing that there might be some things that are in the way that are maybe blocking you, keeping you stuck, or you don't know why it's not happening, why you're not meeting the types of men you're wanting, book a call with us.
Well, even more than that, like if you keep doing these calls, you'll get great information. You'll learn great tools. It's going to help. Everything that you learn here is going to help. But if you want like faster results, like our most recent 2 clients did a breakthrough session with us, and within 7 days of us updating their online dating profiles, they met the man of their dreams and are now, one's been in that relationship for 9 weeks and one's been in that relationship for 7 weeks, and they can't imagine it going better because they did the release work. We accelerate your chances of bringing in that ideal person, because when we talk about you shifting in and stepping up to a higher level to attract a higher level, higher quality man, we can accelerate that. You don't have to learn all these things 1 week at a time, like picking up details and trying to learn them and remember them and practice them. Like this can actually happen within days. We want to help you quit wasting your time, quit being frustrated with people that are, just not stepping up. We can help you shift that so fast. You could be in a relationship in 3-4 weeks with somebody amazing. If you're ready for that, we'll put the link. I don't have the link available.
We'll definitely include it in the email.
Yeah, we'll send a link email tomorrow with the replay. If you're ready to stop wasting time, just book a call with us. We want to help you. Like I said, we're looking for couples who want to run that race all the way through the end, create that epic love story. You want to go with us the whole way? We want to build something with you. All right.
Okay.
Oh, Mayan did find it. She put it in the chat there. And so that's a wrap for tonight, guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much. We'll figure out what's coming up next. Keep an eye on your emails, because that's how we'll communicate. If you haven't joined the Facebook page, you're welcome to join that as well. That's Women Mastering Success and Love. And we post in there pretty regularly. And we welcome your communication questions, anything like that.
Ideas for topics.
Yep. All that kind of stuff. We want to support you. We want you to win. And I think that's it for tonight.
Love you.
All right.
What's the Facebook page? Sorry. Facebook page.
Women Mastering Success and Love.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good night from Maine.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. You guys are wonderful.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Wonderful.
No, it's just us. How do we get on here? Oh, there. That's right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.